Governor Gavin Newsom issued a mandate that would ban the new sale of gasoline-powered cars by 2035. David Shapiro, an automotive expert and the founder of Sausalito-based Cartelligent, is here to talk about how this order could shape the new car industry across California. David, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Len, for having me.
How will Governor Newsom's executive order affect the auto sales industry in California, you think?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I think it can keep a steady pace to the car sales industry as long as we continue to make the forward progress we're making on EV adoption here in the state.
How will this change consumer habits, if at all?
Yeah, I think that's the bigger one. I think consumers today, for the most part, right, the largest majority are driving gasoline-powered cars that require the habit of filling up their car at a gas station, as it works within their daily routine. And that will evolve for people who have yet to move to electric cars, where they will be filling up their cars with electric recharge instead of gasoline, whether they do it at their home or at their work or at public charging stations that are popping up all around.
So yeah, this is a new thing for many. What should people who are new to electric cars know? What are some of the important things?
Great question. And when we get asked at Cartelligent every day, when people come to us to help think about what their next car might be and go through that process. And I would say I'm someone who already has an electric car as well as a gas car. I have both. So I'm a two-car family and have one of each. So I'm kind of easing into it. But that once you ease into it, from my perspective and from a lot of the people that I've connected with that already have, and I think proof in the, thousands and thousands that already have, is that once you get used to it, whether that takes days or weeks, of how you recharge it and how you use it, it just becomes a natural habit.
And let's talk more about what are some of the pros and the cons for going electric.
Yeah, the pros are that you can spend less money on gasoline, you can have less or no emissions from your car and keep our air cleaner. Those are the positives. Another interesting positive is the time you can save from actually having to go to a gas station to fill up your car. It's not one that's often pointed out, but if you're filling up at home or at work while you're doing other things, you don't have to make that 10-minute stop to a gas station to fill up your car. So there's a time savings there as well. So environmental and cost and time savings are all the positives. Another area where it's a positive for a consumer is that there's a lower cost of upkeep. You don't have to go in for an oil change or do the same kind of maintenance to the car because you don't have an engine that requires that routine maintenance. And so that can be a time savings and a money savings as well. Less moving parts and less upkeep to the car. So those are positives.
Yeah, I'm sold on that oil change thing for sure. So this order is 15 years out. What should consumers start thinking about now?
Yeah, that's a good question. It's something that it's good to be aware of. It's good to follow the progress of what happens. I think 15 years in one sense is a long time. In another sense, time does go fast. But I think if you go back 15 years, most of us were getting our starting off with cellular phones, but not necessarily smartphones. Now most of us have a smartphone and are using it to do so many things in our lives. 15 years ago, most cars didn't have a backup camera. If you look at mandates like this that turn out to become reality, we didn't have backup cameras, a few years ago. Before that, we didn't have airbags. Before that, we didn't have seatbelts way back when. And so I think this is just the next step in evolution and progress of our transportation. How it unfolds over the next 15 years, I think our people will be able to adapt to it and evolve with it and get to the right place at the right time for them.
All right, David Shapiro, founder of Cartelligent, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Len.